Everyone is wondering, which glacier did Uriah Faber unfreeze this monster from? Of course we are talking about a rising star in the UFC, Myktybek Orolbai. After his savage debut in UFC against Uros Medic, the memes poured in. Uriah Faber himself has a funny look regarding his chin, and it's funny to speculate that he's some mad scientist that unfroze Myktybek from some glacier and is now unleashing him. No, he's not actually prehistoric. He's a 25-year-old with a rough face due to his rough background and all the hard work he is putting in, and he is one of the newer fighters coming out of Central Asia who are putting their stamp on the MMA world. Myktybek Orolbai's story begins in the breathtaking mountains of Kyrgyzstan. Born and raised in Osh, a city in southern Kyrgyzstan not too far from the border with Uzbekistan. Not much is known about Orolbai's early life, and trust me, I've even searched Kyrgyz sources as well. However, what we do know is that he began his martial arts journey in 2016 after enrolling in college. His background is in combat sambo, a sport all too familiar for the region. You can check out our breakdown of combat sambo's origins in the card above. He is also an avid wrestler as well. Not many people know that for a small country with a relatively low population, Kyrgyzstan is highly prestigious in wrestling, being one of the top 10 countries in the world when it comes to wrestling. You can see it in his debut where he used his grappling skills to neutralize a crafty UFC veteran. Myktybek has been driven to achieve his goal of becoming the first ethnic Kyrgyz to make it to the UFC, as Valentina Shevchenko is ethnically Russian-Ukrainian, while Rafael Fiziev is Azerbaijani Russian. We will get into Fiziev's rocky relationship with Kyrgyzstan later.
Kırgız таза кандуу кыргыз UFC'де жок эле. Ошого байланыштуу мен бир тууган агаларым, тренерский штаб, кыргыз эл деле менин бойлорумду көрүп жүрдү. Myktybek сен чыгасың деп алар постоянно мага ишенишчү да. Мен дагы UFC'ге чыктым.
Myktybek began his career on the regional scene, amassing a record of 8-1-1, where all his wins came from a finish of either a rear naked choke or knockout. Myktybek first got a major step up in the competition where he was signed by the promotion known as LFA. LFA is amongst more respected organizations that has produced multiple fighters that went on to fight in UFC. His last fight in the LFA, he was one of the biggest favorites at more than 1,200. Regardless, he knocked his opponent out in a spectacular fashion.
Some people almost get back in fights and oh my God!
Little did he know that some major luck was coming his way. Johnny Parsons, who was the original opponent for UFC's Uros Medic, pulled out of his fight, and the UFC scrambled to find a short-notice opponent. This is where Myktybek stepped in on a 4-day notice. In theory, Myktybek was somewhat set up for failure. He was given a solid UFC fighter whose only loss in UFC came against a ranked UFC lightweight Jalen Turner. Uros Medic is known for his devastating striking, and he is also a natural welterweight who is used to fighting at this weight, while Myktybek is a lightweight who took the fight at welterweight and only weighed 168 pounds on fight day. During their fight, it seemed like Myktybek's dream was going to be extinguished as Uros was teeing off on him and hurt him significantly on the feet, being the better striker and a heavier opponent.
This summer, puts together a 1-2 and swings.
This is interesting timing. Man, he's all over him, Medic.
Oh, and now uncorking a left, follows up with it.
However, Myktybek weathered the storm and turned to his trusted grappling to take Uros down and then finish him by a neck crank.
A little stutter, that little slow ball there.
What's that?
I said a little slow ball, kind of held it out.
Yeah, I did. It's like, oh, he blocked, and he was like, oh, that's where you're...
On the chin, not under.
Yeah, he's just going to crush on the jaw. Medic isn't really giving that bulldog. He might get this.
A move to which professional fighters do not usually tap unless it's performed by a high-level grappler, which Myktybek proved to be. After his fight, Myktybek thanked Allah for the opportunity and victory given to him, and flew to Chicago to answer some questions for his fans. Why Chicago? Because it is the city with the largest Kyrgyz population in America. There, he revealed how when he immigrated to America, he focused on training and didn't do side gigs to earn money.
Бардыгы эле окшош немеден баштайбыз да. Акча табыш керек, билдерди төлөш керек. Ошо 2 жылда кроме тренировок эмне менен алек болотуңар да?
Мен 2 жыл бир гана тренировка менен алек болдум. Эртең менен кечинде бир гана тренировка менен иштеген жокмун. Потому что менин Кыргызстандан тренерим ата-энем, жалпы Кыргыз эли менден үмүтү чоң эле. Мыкты UFC'ге чыгат деп бардыгы эле менден үмүт кылат эле. Мен булдак келбейм.
He also delves into how he ended up in Uriah Faber's camp and how long he has been training with the UFC legend.
Алып, Valentina менен ал менен сүйлөшүп, анын Uriah Faber тренер менен жакшы келишим бар экен эле. Мен сага Myktybekти үйрөтөйүн, Myktybекке жардам бер деп, мен тренерим Кыргызстандан ошол Valentina менеджериме жөнөтүп, ал мени Uriah Faber UFC'нин боеци, ал менен тааныштырып, ошонун залында 1 жыл 1 айдан бери ошонун залында тренинг кылып келем.
He also recalls that while Valentina called him and congratulated him, Fiziev did not.
Fiziev, Valentina Shevchenko чалып куттуктап же репостторун көргөн жокмун да мен.
Valentina Shevchenko бойго чейин дагы, бойдон кийин дагы чалып куттуктады. Rafael Fiziev менен сүйлөшкөн жок. Valentina Shevchenko өзүнүн ыраазычылыгын билдирип.
Аман эле болсун деп
Чоң рахмат.
He also expressed his desire to fight Fiziev.
Inşallah. UFC'nin матчмейкерлери чечет, если коюп калган болсо, биз 100% даярбыз.
Сен кызыктарсың, он бойго.
Куда каласа, биз кызыктарбыз. Дальнейшем жолугабыз, потому что экөөбүз бир дивизиондобуз, 70 килограммда.
You may be wondering why there is so much vitriol aimed at Fiziev and why the Kyrgyz fans always support the fighter. Fiziev is facing such as Gaethje and not Fiziev. Well, it has to do with the fact that Fiziev renounced his Kyrgyzstan citizenship and claimed that he is being persecuted over there due to his Shia Muslim beliefs, as opposed to the majority of the nation being Sunni Muslim. The Kyrgyz fans, however, pointed out that the Grand Imam of Kyrgyzstan did speak out against Shia Muslims but never mentioned Fiziev personally, and that this move was a traitorous stab to the nation that raised him in order to achieve an American green card, under the pretense of being politically persecuted. This is a messy situation where, in my opinion, both sides have some legitimacy to their grievances. However, the pettiness is getting out of control. Well, here you go. This is the story of the first ethnically Kyrgyz fighter in UFC, Myktybek Orolbai. Uriah Faber did search high and low for him, but he did not unfreeze him from some glacier 50,000 years ago, but rather found him in the rugged mountains of Kyrgyzstan.
Давайте, на уақыт келді, Myktybek артынан сіздер дағы әрекетті болып, таксиге берейік. Мына Қырғыздың желеген, мына Америкада, дүйнөдө Қырғызды танытқан әрекет қылайды. Ошон үчүн Кыргыздардын спортшыларынын баарына кайрылып кетем. Ошон үчүн.
If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button so that we can continue to deliver content like this.